This video is about marking our buttonhole for our drawstring. I have traced off the top part of our original pattern piece so that I could remark it here and give you a clear, clean marking to look at rather than in the layout video where I already have it marked. So a few identifying points on the pattern piece so that you understand why we're putting it where we're putting it. So this is the center front, which turns into the center front seam. So that's at 5/8 inch over from your cut edge. And that seam is, when we put it in, will go all the way up, marrying the two front pieces because we cut two of these at once. This is the waistline that we've talked about. It is in writing, very small, on your pattern piece. You can find it. It is also labeled the fold line because that is the line we fold this portion under or in. Both of those terms are used on pattern. It might be actually even fold down. Under, in, down, in this case, directional, down. I've hatched it with some marks here so that you understand this piece of fabric is actually our casing. So instead of a sew-on casing, which you'll hear described in patterns, this is a cut-on facing. We cut the facing right onto the pant pattern. And now it becomes that fold down casing, only it folds in or under. It doesn't mean folding down like this. It means folding it to the inside. Okay. So when we do that, that makes this casing all the way around. And we want to have a buttonhole over here so that our drawstring can come out. And we can put in our elastic for the back part as well through this buttonhole. If we put the buttonhole over here, it means that the buttonhole would be part of the inside casing and you would have your drawstring coming inside and you tuck it down into your pant. Now you can do that if you were planning a very sweat pant, traditional sweat pant or something. You may want to do that. We're going to treat this as a fashion pair of pants, and we're going to put our drawstring out in this area. So our first measurement to deal with is we want it to be 1/4 of an inch down from the top of your waist, right? So we want 1/4 of an inch down. We want 1 inch from the cut edge, not from the center front, but the cut edge, 1 inch in there. And then we're going to make the buttonhole 3/4 of an inch long. So I'm going to write some things here. 1 inch from cut edge. And then I also want it, I'm going to put it, put a notation. I'm going to write it, I'm going to make it up here and then do an arrow for y'all. 1/4 inch down from waistline. All right. And then we're going to make button hole length 3/4 inch long. Okay, so let's do this, and then I'm going to tape this down so it doesn't move too far away, so I can make some arrows when we're done. Okay. For you guys, I would pin it down. Now, I do have cardboard here. You could just pin it right in, not puncture it in with a pin like we talked about on our other shortening and lengthening other adjustments. So if I want it 1/4 of an inch down from this line, the waistline, down this way, I can take my ruler here, find the 1/4 of an inch, right? That's this mark right there, 2/8, 1/4 of an inch. And I'm going to move that line right on top of my waistline or fold line. So now I know I'm 1/4 inch down. The next thing I need to know is that I need to go 1 inch from the cut edge. We're going to say 1 inch in from cut edge. This is my cut edge, and 1 inch is right there. So now I've got a point. We are 1/4 down and 1 inch in. Right there is the top, and I'm going to make a little hash mark. There's the top of our buttonhole. And I'm going to make a cross hatch so that when I move my ruler, I know where I'm going. Okay. Now I said we need it 3/4 of an inch long. So now I'm going to take my ruler and find where 3/4 is. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, or 6/8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equals 3/4. So I'm now going to put my 3/4 line right at that point where I said they were crossing. This little hatch right there. And now I'm going to draw down. You want to make sure you stay as parallel to that cut edge as you can, right? I'm going to draw all the way down to it. And then at the bottom now, I can do this. Now I have, let me get a different color here. Now I have the buttonhole 1/4 of an inch down. That's this space. I have it 1 inch in that space. And it is 3/4 of an inch long. Okay, and okay, now I am going to lay the ruler over here just as a final measurement. So you see one more time where I measured from. 1/4 of an inch down from that fold line, 1 inch in from the raw edge, and 3/4 of an inch long there. Why is it important to get those measurements? Well, because when we turn this down, when it's sewn, and now I can move the tape real quick. And we're constructing our pant, and I turn it down, this gets turned under 1/4 of an inch, that raw edge, like so, and then it gets stitched right here and right up here. So that's why we've made our buttonhole 3/4 of an inch long. We wouldn't want to make it any longer. If anything, you might want to take it just like 5/8 instead of 6/8. If you're concerned that it's going to be too close to where that stitching is right here. Okay, and that is creating and marking the buttonhole on your pattern. See you next time. Bye.